Right now we're walking towards an auction that my dad and I have gone to for about 7 years probably now at a local municipal in West Virginia. Sale starts in about 30 minutes. We're gonna do a preview here that starts as they open the gates 30 minutes ahead of time. They've got some Crown Victorias, some police vehicles, and some other stuff too. Let's take a look and see what they have here. In the beginning of the row here, we've got a Crown Vic. I'm not sure what year it is. Got a lot of excessive adhesive on it. And coming around to the back passenger side, we've got some rock coming through that would need to be repaired. If you look at the underbody though, it's not in bad shape. The exhaust looks clean. The differential's a little bit rusty, but the trunk pan is free of rust for the most part. They don't have any papers in any of them showing the year of the miles. This one here has definitely been sitting for a while though, with the leafs there. And if we open up the hood, we can see that it's got a wasp nest underneath here. Looks like a mud dauber nest. It's definitely been sitting for a while. And not really any information as far as miles, year, running condition, or anything is concerned. The rockers and door jambs are clean on it. The inside is also not that bad. The seats aren't torn really, except for right there. But the rest of the interior is not bad. Got our prisoner seat in the rear here, the vinyl seating. Next to that Crown Vic, we have a Ford Explorer. Looks like this one's been sitting a while as well. We've got an inspection that ran out in September of last year. Looks like the paint is pretty scratched up here from when they took the decals off. Scratched it right down to the primer. Got a little bit of rust starting right there. It looks like they touched it up with some spray paint to kind of preserve it or stop the rust from spreading. Looks like we've got the 4-liter V6 push bar up front here. Tires don't look too bad on it. Ooh, frame looks pretty good, but you can see here, I'm not going to push on that too much. We've got some pretty heavy rot damage right there in the center of this big rocker panel. Not so much in the back or the front, but right there in the middle, some pretty heavy rot. I'm noticing that when I open this door, it drops down. Not sure if you guys can see. Looks like they've done some spray paint over these rockers in different areas, as well as the outside fender over there. The interior's not in terrible shape, it looks like, as far as the seats are concerned. I am noticing a little hole right there and a hole right there. It almost looks like those might be cigarette burns, but I'm not smelling any hint of smoke, so it might have just been something else. Again, no mileage on this one. We've got a headliner that's definitely going to need to be repaired. It's sagging up front. It's got some marks throughout. It does look like they had some radio or some kind of equipment in here. But again, this one does not look like it was used for a police department. It looks like some other type of county building or something, or department used it. Got some spider webs back here. As mentioned, this one does look like it's been sitting by the interior and the exterior. The back seat's in decent condition, and it does have a cage leading to the back cargo area. Next to that Explorer, we have a police Charger. The paint looks pretty rough on this one. Years ago, my dad actually bought a V6 2007, I believe, Charger Police Interceptor, and it really wasn't a good buy. Ended up finding out after we bought it and got it home and we're playing around with it that it really wasn't a great vehicle. So my dad really since then hasn't paid much attention to the Chargers. I'm curious to see if this one is the V8 or not though. It's sitting for a while, it looks like. A little bit dirty underneath the hood, but it is the 5.7 liter. I'd much rather have that over the V6. It's definitely pretty dirty under there. Battery might be dead as I try unlocking the back doors. It does not unlock. But you can see the paint swirls and really fine scratches in the body. It looks like this one's been put to work pretty heavily. I really don't see my dad or I being interested in this one at all. I'm a little bit amused at the fact that the front passenger wheel of this one is an alloy, while the back passenger is a steel wheel. That scenario is reversed on the driver's side because the back driver's is an alloy and the front driver's is a steel. So a little bit of mix and match going on there. So this is a Ford Ranger sitting next to the Charger. This truck is actually one that I saw last year at the sale, or I believe it might have been 2 years ago. I'm not entirely sure. But the last time they had this sale, it was advertised online. I'm not sure what department it's from. I believe they pulled it last minute and did not sell it, obviously, because it's here now. So I don't know if they used it or if it's been sitting for a whole nother year. The engine bay is dirty just from sitting, it looks like, but I don't see any leaks or anything. This is the 3-liter V6. This definitely looks like it's been spray painted and just not clear coated, so it's kind of fading and starting to rust. Underneath the front, doesn't look too terribly rusty. Looking on the tires of this one, they really have decent tread, but my concern is that this one, it's likely been sitting for a while, so there's a good chance they have flat spots. Whatever department used this, it's clearly not been used for a while. Another sign of that we see is the mold buildup around the whole truck. Some tearing on our driver's seat here. Looks like a hookup for radio in the center there. 217,000 miles. Wasp nest in there. Mold between the window and the steel back of the truck. Electrical workings going on right there. Got some grass and weeds hanging down. I don't see any extensive rot. Weird little truck. And we've got another Explorer here, probably out of service for a little while. Dead inspection there. Got some rot forming right there around the well. Prisoner guard. Clean back seat. Yeah, it looks like the rockers have some rot forming there. Some paint peeling on this passenger door. The inner parts of the vehicle with the electrical setups that they've had and their radios and everything, they just didn't do a great job of taking things out. They just kind of took it out and just left it thrown there. Tires look average on this one. Got a push bar here. Here we are again with the rockers being rotted out. Didn't even check the passenger side. Not sure what the mileage is there. It's got a digital cluster. Next to that Explorer, we've got another Crown Vic. Got some leaves under the hood. Looks like this one's been sitting for a while, and I'm noticing as well that the hood is black underneath, so looks like it's more than likely been repainted. I see the paint peeling. Probably repainted to match the department that was using it at the time. Yep, and there we go. We got the black door jambs. So they painted the outside but did not paint the door jambs. Got a pretty worn driver's seat. 139,000 miles on the odometer. Judging by the steering wheel and the cover of the engine up front, looks like this one's a little bit older, probably early 2000s, pre-2005, I'm assuming. The underbody doesn't look that bad on it. And even the outside of the body is appearing to be in decent shape, but something that's a deterrent for me is the fact that we've got the white body and then we've got the black on the inside, which they could have bought it new and used it for police service and just repainted it. But something like this tells me maybe it's gone through 2 police departments, where the first department used it and got their share of use from it, sold it, and then another department bought it and painted it to match their fleet. That's a sign of excessive use with a police vehicle, and police vehicles do tend to be pretty used and put to work depending on the department that you get them from. And it looks like they've just painted over these pieces here that, if I'm not mistaken, would originally be black. Damage here on the body of the passenger side, this passenger door, and the front fender's got some dents on it also. While I'm not too crazy about the older Explorers, this generation I'm actually quite fond of. And reason being, probably due to the fact that my dad and I actually were able to get one of these at an auction, a government auction in Pennsylvania a couple years back, which I do have a video of on the channel. The interior of this one is in decent shape. The seats don't have any tearing. I have noticed there's a little bit of a fray spot right there, but it's one of the few that I've seen so far at this sale that don't have the interior components just totally ripped apart. It almost looks like this one might be from a different section. The dashboard looks good, the steering wheel looks good, seats look good, underbody looks decent. These plastic coverings sometimes make me nervous because I do see it looks like signs of rust there. And with these plastic coverings, they can be dangerous because salt and moisture can get inside of them, and then the vehicle can just be rotting from the inside behind these covers and you don't even know it. I've seen these window guards for sale in like lots of fleet and municipal sales, box lots and things like that, and they're pretty cool. We got our vinyl seats in the back here that are in good shape. I'm assuming they probably had the plastic prisoner cover over it and then just removed it before the sale. Looks like we've got a little bit of a dent right there. Almost kind of looks like the size of maybe a bullet hole, but it didn't penetrate fully. All-wheel drive. Missing the spare. Some minor dings and nicks in the body on the passenger side. The door jambs are dirty, but I don't see any rust. And the upside of the rockers look decent. I'm seeing worn tires on this one, so definitely would have to get a new set of tires for this. But overall, the interior on this one is probably the cleanest of any of the others we've seen so far, at least. Got to be careful with these ones because the water pumps do tend to go bad, so that's something to keep in mind if you're looking for one of these. This one here does not look like a county vehicle. Looks like either a seized vehicle or maybe somebody's just putting it in the sale here, but it does look like it had some kind of a company magnet or something there. The back end of it looks like it's been rear-ended. Definitely gonna need a new bumper, a new bed maybe. I don't know, it's pretty crunched on this side. Who knows the extent of that damage underneath. The whole bed kind of looks crooked. If you look at the cab there, you can see how it's not even, so who knows what the underneath damage of this one is. I can see from standing back here as well that the rockers underneath are severely rotted, so it's going to need new rockers. The frame doesn't look hideous, but between the bed damage and between the rockers just being shot, I just don't see myself or my dad being interested in this one. I'm noticing the front end of it looks like it's sitting up higher, almost like maybe it might have a level kit or some sort of a lift, but the back doesn't really look as high up, so that's what leads me to believe it's probably more likely to be a leveling kit. And next to that, we've got a Durango that looks like it's been sitting for a while. Quite a bit of mold on it. When I see this generation of Durango, I just don't really have a lot of interest in it. I'm sure I have followers that probably would enjoy seeing this one, but nothing my dad or I would be interested in. The bumper up front looks like it's been painted. I believe these came with the 4.7 Magnum or the 5.7 Hemi. Yeah, this one's got the 4.7 Magnum, and you can see all the leaves underneath there. Looks like it's been sitting for a while. Looks like some kind of a light maybe was there, or some kind of piece of equipment. And I don't know if this one is police or just some kind of a water department or some kind of a government facility. I'm actually smelling heavy urine smell in this one, so this could actually be animal control. I don't see any decals proving that to be true on the outside, but judging by the smell of the interior of this one, it smells like it used to be animal control. Back here we've got rust that they put tape over. And we've got a nicely spun spider web right there. I don't know if the sunlight's gonna pick that up. I'm actually a little bit amused right now. The sale is over and I'm sitting in one of the vehicles that I specifically said I don't think myself or my dad would be interested in. But things change. Now, I didn't get a clip of it running because they start them up for like 10-20 seconds and they shut them right off. But the 3-liter V6 on this one actually sounded pretty good. It started right up. They said that it runs and drives well. And the maintenance guy here at the sale said that he wouldn't hesitate to drive this one to California. So, I mean, hey, take them at their word for it. We might have a good running truck here and take this off the back, maybe get a replacement bed for it. Have a nice little beater truck. Nice little project here. So now we just got to get it home.